Hi everybody, and welcome to our first ever video blog. It's called Backstage Pass with me, Andy Donnelly. I'm the co-founder of Coast Entertainments, one of the country's leading wedding entertainment companies. So the idea for this video blog came about by us effectively wanting to engage more with our clients and our acts. And so we've called it Backstage Pass. We want to give you kind of through the keyhole, behind the scenes access to our business. We want to keep it really interesting, really informative for you. And so to that end, we've put together a series of these blogs which we'll roll out over the coming weeks. So what can you expect to see from these video blogs? Well, we're going to be discussing things like the latest booking trends. We'll be answering real questions from real punters. We'll be introducing you to and interviewing some of the key members of our busiest and best bands. We'll be giving you loads of helpful tips about how things to look out for when you're booking a band. We'll be hearing from our past clients, guys that we've booked entertainment for before, and we'll be getting their thoughts and feedback on the acts that they booked and of course the service that they received from us. And we'll be keeping you posted on our latest wedding band showcase. Next one is Tuesday, the 15th of May, and that's back out at the Gales Hotel again, the usual showcase venue. We'll be keeping you posted on that one. That'll be our 3rd of 2012. So the main objective of the first episode of Backstage Pass is really just to introduce ourselves, let you know who we are, what we do, why we're doing this, etc, etc. But for the opening topic, I thought we could address very quickly just one of the most kind of common dilemmas that couples have when they're thinking of booking entertainment for their wedding. Mainly, should we book through an agent or should we book the actual band direct? Now, firstly, I want to squash one of the kind of most common myths that has arisen through this subject, and that is the myth that seems to be a perception out there that it's more expensive to hire through an agent than it is to hire the band direct. Now, there are a couple of our competitors, and shouldn't really name names, it's probably not nice to do so, whose entire business model is based on the premise of take the band's retail price and add your fee on top of it. Now, we think that model absolutely stinks. It's deeply flawed. There is ultimately no future in it whatsoever. We have a very different business model. It's compelling. It endures forever because it's underpinned by the absolute fundamental principle that, and let me stress this because I'm absolutely fanatical about it, it is absolutely no more expensive to book a band through us than it is to book the band direct. Full stop, exclamation mark, underscore. We are so hot on that. We've got the bands absolutely, drummed into them. You cannot be quoting cheaper prices than we are. We have to access you at your standard retail fee that you would quote off to clients, and we're red hot at enforcing that. So that's one of the things that you can be absolutely sure when you book a band through us, you won't pay any more for them than you would if you had booked the band direct. Also, in addition to that, you get proper contracted paperwork with every booking that gets processed through Coast Entertainments. And of course we ask you to acknowledge that, we ask the band to acknowledge that. It confirms all the details, dates, times, fees, all that kind of stuff. Everybody's absolutely singing from the same page in terms of what's expected from them, and you both acknowledge back to us, and that's it. It's written in blood after that, and it saves any kind of confusion on the day about what's expected of anybody. So that's a great benefit of booking through us. Importantly, we also have a selection of bands that you can only access through us. We've got about a third of our stable of bands now are exclusive to us. They've chose us as sole representatives, and guys like The Kicks, 3-Card Trick, Highway, The Answer, just to name a few. But we've got loads of bands that you can only access through us, and these are some of the hottest bands in the country right now. Genuinely some of the busiest and most sought after acts in the country you can only access through us. So that's another really big benefit. And of course, things like, we really pride ourselves on our ability to marry the right client with the right band, based on things such as, what's the venue. I've personally played in almost every venue in the country, so I know most of them. Things like setup space, budget, all those kind of things, and a million other variables that we take into account when we're trying to marry you up with the right band. We organise entertainment for over 500 weddings and events every year, so we're really, really good at it now, and we've never let anybody down. Every single time we've managed to get the band, the right punter with the right band. So I don't want to labour too much more on this and make it too salesy. So there's 3 or 4 really good reasons why you should book your wedding entertainment through an agent like us, as opposed to booking the band direct. Of course, there are certain bands that don't work with agents, they just do their own thing, and you can only book them direct. And of course, if you want to book one of those bands, then so be it. You're very welcome to do so. But in general, there's loads of great reasons for booking through an agency like ourselves. And so moving on from that, we're going to just wrap it up at that now. But before I do, I just want to say you don't want to miss any of these video blogcasts, because next week we're going to be starting the very first of our band interviews, and we're going to be interviewing one of the key members of our very busiest band, a band called 3 Card Trick, and we're going to be interviewing the indefatigable Mr. Gary Johnson, all the way from sunny tropical Springburn. So he's going to be on speaking to us next week. He's a really funny guy, great character, so you don't want to miss that one. And I say we've got loads in the show for you next week, so make sure you tune in. If you've got any things you want to add to this, any questions you want to ask, any things you'd like to see in future video blogs, then of course make sure you get in touch and let us know. And who knows, if this one goes well and you want to see a few more, we might actually up the production budget next week to a tenner instead of a fiver, and that includes the can of Diet Coke and the Mars bar as well. So thanks for checking this one out, guys, and we look forward to seeing you on a future Backstage Pass video blog.